Welcome back to Pulse Studios, home of 94.7 The Pulse Community Radio and Pulse Television. This show is produced by Diversitat students and volunteers. So if you'd like to be a part of our show as a volunteer, or if you're interested in one of our media courses, check out 947thepulse.com to find out more. Vanished into Stitches is a wild art exhibition currently on display at the National Wool Museum until December 7th. Cornelius spoke to Ruth Marshal, the artist behind these incredible works.
We are here at the National Wool Museum in Geelong with their latest installation, Vanish into Stitches. Let's go and meet the artist. I'm talking today to Ruth Marshal. Tell us a little bit about this art installation that you've got here at the Wool Museum.
Well, it's called Vanished into Stitches, and I'm really happy to have the show here in Geelong. And it really talks about endangered species that we may lose in the future. So I'm really excited to have people appreciate not only the artwork, but hopefully come to an understanding and appreciation of the animals that I've depicted.
Mm-hmm. Now, how did it came that you start knitting these skins?
I worked at the Bronx Zoo in New York City for 14 years, and I really fell in love with the animals there. And for many, many years that I worked there, I was really searching for a way to talk about the animals and also to talk about conservation surrounding animals. And I rediscovered knitting. I kind of knitted a lot as a child and then fell out of the habit as a teenager, and then through the lens of my 2 fine art degrees, I saw that knitting was like a really incredibly potential tool to talk about the beauty of these animals and say something meaningful about them. They're all knitted by hand because they're really organic shapes, and every knitted row is different from the previous row or the row after. I think it's much more suitable to the concentration of a hand knitter.
Now, you're also involved in projects regarding endangered animals and species.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm really concerned about the leadbeater's possum, which is the state emblem of Victoria, and how the Central Highlands are being clear-felled with the old growth forests, and it's affecting a lot of species there who need hollow-bearing trees to survive in. And so I'm very concerned about this small marsupial, and I've joined forces with the Friends of Leadbeater Possums and also the Knitting Nanas of Toolangi, and we've developed a knitting kit where you can knit your own possum. And we've included enough yarn for 2 possums to be knitted, and we're hoping to inspire people to knit a second possum and mail it back to the Knitting Nanas of Toolangi for them to use in public awareness and special events that they hold to try and raise awareness and save this incredibly endangered species.
This exhibition, when it's finished, will these artwork be up for sale or?
Yes, my work is for sale. I'm really passionate about raising money for conservation efforts. So a percentage from sales go towards Panthera, which is a big cat organisation, or the Wildlife Conservation Society, which has also supported my work in the past. So there's plenty of organisations that I'd love to raise money for. So yes, the works are for sale.
We are standing in front of this installation of a knitted skin of Russian tiger. Now, tell us a little bit how this skin came about that you knitted. There's a lot of research and everything going into the product before you start knitting. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so this knitted pelt is based on an actual pelt that's in the collection of the American Museum of Natural History in New York City, and they have a whole cupboard of tiger pelts. And I chose this tiger because she had a really luscious, beautiful pelt. There was an expedition that was sanctioned by the museum in 1930 to collect specimens for the museum, and there's no way that a female breeding tiger would be taken like that from the wild today. That would just be outright poaching, since tigers are endangered and there's only thought to be 3,200 left.
Not only you are into the big cat, can you tell us a little bit more about this?
This is my coral snake series, which I completed in 2006, and I had just come off a really difficult, detailed cat skin, and I wanted to do something that was fun and colourful, and I thought initially it would be a lot easier. And I knew a little bit about coral snakes, how they have really colourful bands, and I thought, oh, it'd be such a great idea to knit every single species of coral snakes. At the time of the idea, I didn't know exactly how many species there was, so I was actually relieved to find out that there was roughly around 68 or 70. I thought that was doable. So it was a really fun project to do, but it still took me 6 months to complete.
Ruth, what can the visitor to this exhibition expect?
Well, I want the visitors to know that the pelts are not real. When people do see my work from a distance, they do get very afraid that they are real, and they think it's extremely inappropriate. And I just encourage the visitors to come close and have a little bit of an inspection, because they're not real, they are hand knitted, and you will go on a little emotional journey sort of understanding what you're looking at, going from realising or thinking that it's real, realising that they're not real, and then because they're knitted and it has this very crafty, intricate process attached to it, the visitor usually feels that they are then allowed to enjoy the work and think about it a little bit more in depth.
Okay, this exhibition is now currently on at the Wool Museum in Geelong. For how long will it be here?
It's really fantastic. I'm so happy that my work will be here for 4 months. It shows through to the 7th of December. And so I really invite people to come down and enjoy the show and enjoy Geelong. And thank you.